Hello and welcome back. I'm Erica with Revival Threadworks, and in today's video I'm just going to be doing a quick little rundown of how to use the DIY take-up bar that I made about maybe 2 months ago. I've had several comments of people asking me how to actually use the bar, and now that I've used it a couple of times, I've got some tips and tricks for you. So let's get started. Okay, so the DIY take-up bar itself is a very simple concept. It is an 8-foot long, 1-inch wide metal bar. You can find these in the closet section of your home improvement store. And then I've just taken some 2-inch by 4-inch pieces of Velcro, and I've added Velcro every 4 inches all the way down the pole. And the reason why I have done this is because I also made some leader cloths, and then I sewed the other side of the Velcro to the leader cloths, because you can't use this DIY take-up rail without leader cloths. Now, you don't have to use my homemade ones or the video that I show you how to make your own. You can buy them, you can do whatever you want. And then there's also this little handle here that you can use to twist it. Now, the rail itself sits in these. So just some little U-shaped hooks from Home Depot. My husband made a little base. I will go ahead and attach a link to the video where we actually made these, like where to get the supplies, stuff like that, in the description of this video. But I just wanted to at least remind you what the DIY take-up rail is. And the concept is that it just, sits back here. You roll up your quilt on it. You still have to attach your quilt to this bar here, but these big, huge hooks help you hold the full quilt once it's rolled up, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with showing you how to attach the leader cloth to the bar. Okay, so I had to change camera position just a little bit because I need both hands to be able to do this, to show you how to actually load the cloth on. It's very, very simple. This is just the way that I have found that seems to work the best. So if you find a way that works better for you, then obviously go for that. But all I do is I take my Velcro here and I just kind of line it up, from here to here, obviously with each one on the bar lined up to the one that's on the leader cloth. And then I just line up the Velcro here, see if I can get them all lined up as good as possible. And then I literally just roll it on. And you'll notice that this is very strong Velcro. Again, it's 4 inches by 2 inches, so it's really, really on there. And then you just roll it on, and obviously you got to go all the way down the row just to make sure that all the Velcro has attached. But once you do that, it's on there pretty good. I mean, you really got to yank on this. Hopefully you can see how hard I'm pulling just to get it off. So once you get it on there, it's going to stick on there pretty good. And honestly, I don't even take mine off anymore. I just leave it on there because, it's just where I need it to be. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to load your quilt. So now we're going to load the quilt. So right now I've just got a little practice quilt top that I used on another project, and I have found the center point of my quilt, which is right here. Hopefully you can see that white mark. And then here's the center point of my leader cloth. So if you notice down here, we have this line, and this line is just put in there. It's a 1-inch distance from the end of the seam here, and that's just so we can try to line up our quilt as evenly as possible. Now, because the QMX, where you set your points is where the design is going to go. If you're a little bit off, it's not going to make a huge difference, but I do try to make sure that I have trimmed the top of my quilt to be as straight as I can get it to be, so that when I load it onto the leader cloth, again, we're just as straight as we can possibly be. So what I do is I use these little T-pins. So these little T-pins here, I don't know if, what people normally use, but I just use these little T-pins. They're pretty strong. They just have that little, T look there. Super duper sharp, and I know this because I stabbed myself once and I bled like a stuck pig. So be careful not to stick yourself. But what I do is I always line up that middle point there and put in my first T-pin. So just, put it like that, and then I go all the way down the quilt. I would say probably about every inch or so, and I go ahead and I attach the quilt to the leader cloth right there, the top of the quilt to the top of this, or to the bottom of this line. I go all the way across on both sides, starting from the center, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to load it onto the QMX. So of course I forgot to tell you that we need to actually start rolling up the quilt a little bit before we get it over to the machine. So I've just come back to show you that real quick. So obviously the pins are in and we are ready to go. So I'm just going to kind of pull this a little bit towards me. Now there is the handle over there that I showed you about, but as I've used the take-up bar a little bit, I've kind of realized that it seems to work a little bit better, at least for me, if I do it from the center. Okay, so you want to have as much tension when you're rolling this up as possible. So what I usually do is I start here and roll it up just a little bit, and then I just kind of work my way down the bar. And obviously you can't see it all the way down here, but I kind of work my way down the bar and make sure that I'm putting as much tension on the whole thing as I possibly can. Being that my quilt is pretty small here, most of the tension that I'm worried about is where my quilt actually is. But I just kind of take my hands and roll it as much as I can, like I said, and then I just, you know, go down the bar just a bit and adjust the tension of the cloth all the way down, and then I get it to where it's right about here. So you can probably see that I didn't do a very good job of adjusting the tensions down here, and that's just because, you know, I'm on camera and I'm trying to do this as fast as I possibly can. But anyway, what we want to do again is just make sure that it's nice and rolled up. So when I actually take it over to the machine, I have been making sure that my quilt is right up here at the top, and then when I get it to the machine and I figure out where I want to position everything, then I can let it go a little bit if I want to, or roll it up a little bit more if I need to. So let's take it over to the machine, and I'm going to show you how to place it on the machine. Oh, and you know what? Of course, I forgot. One other thing that I tried once before that actually worked pretty well is I put this end of my quilt over the edge of my table and let the bar hang, and then I rolled it up from there, and that tension that it created from hanging actually worked really, really well. So you can also do that too. I think that one might be a little bit awkward for me to show on camera, but at least wanted to mention it because it is another option too that allows you to get the tension that you need to get this rolled up as tightly as you can. Okay, so a videographer I am not, so just bear with me as I try to give you the very best views that I can. I do have an overhead camera over this table, but it also just shows a very narrow shot. So I'm trying to get a shot that hopefully lets you see how the whole thing works. So the first thing that we're going to do is put the quilt on the frame. Now this is a little bit awkward because you do have to make sure that the quilt slides up underneath that needle and your presser foot. So again, just bear with me as I try to put this quilt on there. So all I'm going to do, let's just get my bar here, and of course I left myself outside of where the bar should be. And anyway, so what we're going to do is, as you can see, if we do it like this, we have to be able to get the quilt up underneath that needle. So what we're going to do is just move the bar over a little bit to where I can get it up underneath here. And I've obviously made sure that my presser foot is up, my needle is up, and I'm just going to slide it in there. Now I am inside where I need to be. So I'm just going to take my quilt and put it inside the little holders. Hopefully you can see that it fits really well, but I hope that you just notice what I did. So when I first put it on, it sits right here and it covers up that bar of the actual frame. That's not what you want. You do not want that. You want it to be able to be behind the bar because you still have to attach the quilt to that bar. I use magnets, some people use clamps, but make sure that your bar is behind the Grace frame bar, okay? So the way that I know how to put my quilt or where to position it when I first get started is all I do is I take it over to its farthest position, pull it up here, and whatever markings I've got. So let's just pretend that this is a marking, which obviously wouldn't be because, you know, there's not enough room over to that side. But what I do is I put my machine as far back, like basically in the home position, and then I adjust my quilt to where I have, you know, a good approach to be able to get my needle where I want it to be. So I don't want my quilt to be over here. I don't want it to be over here. I want it to be literally my first position there. I want it to be right there about where I need it to be. So this is my first position. Now, as I mentioned, I use magnets. I use magnets by So Tights. They're called So Tights Magnum. Now, I'm going to say that these magnets are pricey. So I don't even remember how much I paid for them, but I know that I paid a lot of money for them. You can get magnets that are much, much cheaper. In fact, these magnets are from Harbor Freight. They're designed to hold your tools. So you attach this to the wall and put your tools on top of it. These are like $8 and you can get 4 of them and it'll work pretty perfectly. So I only have 2, so I don't use them as often as I should just because I don't have as many as I want. So I do use the Sew Tights magnet. So what we're gonna do is just take the quilt and put the magnets on all the way across. I just, you know, I only need 4 just for demonstration purposes here. And then what I do is I just gently pull right here to get the tension that I need across the top. And then hopefully you can see that I'm grabbing it down here and just pulling it, okay? So this is my first setup. So now I'm all set up and I'm ready to get started. And let's just pretend that the machine has done all it needs to do and now I'm ready to move it over. So what I'm gonna do is just take my magnets off. And I am quite literally just going to grab the bar right here in the center, pick it up, and I'm going to move it over till I get to the position that I need to get to. And then I'm going to start again. Okay, I'll just put my magnets back on, get it all set up, ready to go. Now, when you need to advance the quilt and you need to roll it forward, this is super duper easy too. Like I said, I ended up, the 2 quilts that I've made with this thing were such a breeze compared to the samples that I was making for you guys for several different videos. That was kind of a pain, but this take-up bar made it so much easier. So when you have to advance the quilt and you have to roll it, again, there is that little bar down there that my husband made. There is a file in the video for the instructions here if you want to cut one of your own. But if you don't want to use that bar, I found a way where you don't really have to. Just grab it here from the middle and just roll it up. You know, you can get really good tension right there. Hopefully you can see how well it's rolling up. Now that it's rolled up, I'm just gonna, you know, move it over here, pop on my magnets, and I am literally ready to go. So my quilt did not have to come off the frame. And what I was doing before was I was taking it off the frame, rolling up the excess fabric, pinning it, getting it out of the way, all that other stuff. This has made it so much easier. Oops. And there you go. Hopefully you can understand what I'm saying on how to use it. Like I said, there's a couple people that have asked me to show a video on how to use it. It's very simple. It is very straightforward. Literally, you're just rolling it up, you're picking up the bar, moving it down, very simple. And then down here, I know you probably can't see it in the video, but I did make a little net. So that way, if you have a quilt that's super long, the net will catch all that extra fabric so it's not sitting on the floor. I'll put a link to that video down below as well. Anyhow, I think this is, again, it's a pretty straightforward little take-up bar. There's nothing special about it. I just, you know, we made the hoops, or not the hoops, the little hooks big enough to hold a full quilt, and I did a 70 by 90 inch quilt and it worked perfectly. But I will say one thing that I did have to do is turn it upside down. I thought for sure, because all of the fabric fit underneath here, and I thought for sure that I was going to be able to keep it upright, but I ended up hitting the back of the machine once and it put one of my stars out of order, so I just went ahead and did the upside down thing and flipped it upside down, so it worked. Anyway, it just works really well. Hopefully this video helped you figure out how to use it, and again, now that I've used it a few times myself, it is an absolute time saver, lifesaver. I love it. It works so well for me. So I hope this video answered some questions for you. I know that a lot of us are visual and we really like to see things in action, so I figured that I would at least put a faux quilt on there and show you how to roll it up, how to move it, how to do all those different things, because it really is super duper helpful. Now, I was hoping to be able to have a quilt that I could actually quilt with you on this video, but I just don't have a quilt that's ready to go. However, I did do a little snippet of the take-up bar in action in my QMX with Minky video. So if you go reference that video, there is a little maybe 30-second clip in there of how I moved the quilt with that one. Anyhow, So that's it for this video, but I do want to kind of show you where we're at with the Christmas sew along. So this is the first ornament for the Christmas sew along that we started this week. So week number 1, all we did is cut the fabrics, prep the fabrics, iron them, organize them, that kind of stuff. And then next Monday, we're going to actually start sewing the blocks together. So this was my sample block, or my starter block. And I learned some things that I wasn't doing right that I'll have to correct, but I'm going to share that with you on Tuesday. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday for week 2 of the sew along. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.